I am so sorry, Mr. Frank. I accidentally took your.
Okay.
And here's this.
Oh,
Yep.
thank you,
And
buddy.
I gotta go to my room because
All right, son.
I'm getting tired. Good night.
Watch Popeye. Merry Christmas, everybody. This is Frankie Day for the Frankie Day Show, Wednesday Night Live, Christmas Eve. Hope everybody's will have a wonderful Christmas this year. We just got done opening Christmas presents in my household, and I got a few things for Christmas here I can show everybody. And I wasn't really expecting anything though, but this is a good Christmas so far. So far, I had a wonderful Christmas. Got 2 Admiral Lancaster bombers and a lot of other Christmas joys that came along. Had a good meal tonight, and I'm pretty content, pretty happy. And I hope you guys get all the styrene and stuff you guys need. And we have plenty more Christmases together. We got nobody on the chat board yet, though, but they'll be rising pretty soon. So far on the board, I got 2 watching and 1 thumbs up. And the 2 that watching with the thumbs up, I appreciate it very much, very greatly. And I might do a little bit of work on my Lancaster tonight. What I can do is show you what I've got done on off camera and things. And tomorrow's Christmas morning, so I'll probably be have a Christmas show tomorrow and start working on doing some painting on this thing, interior painting on Lancaster. Boy, these cigars are wonderful. They're superb and they're delicious. Man, I love cigars. I told myself, well, from now on, I want cigars like this. Well, a lot of fireworks over there. They were shooting guns all day long out here. Okay, fellas, where are you? Nobody in the chat board yet. I'm actually going to get there sooner or later. I'm going to get on my mouth over here. Where is my load in that? Oh, here it is. Here. That's Baco. That's white. Those white. More left. Let's find some aluminum here. Camouflage gray. I didn't know we had any of that. So here's the one to go right here. I think that's it. No? Should be dark green on that. No? Yeah. Exactly what I've been needing here. Hey, Merry Christmas, Chuck. How you doing, buddy? Now, I made out pretty good this Christmas. Just because I didn't have dinner with the family. I got quite a few things they got me. I was really surprised. I guess you were right. I owe you one, buddy. They got me a coffee pot machine, but I need very badly. I said, I got a cappuccino machine over here. And it's got these little packets. You've probably seen them before. You probably got one at your house. These little packets. You think it costs a lot of money. These little coffee jobs, you know. But I won't use that no more because right now I've got this coffee machine here they got me. I got a bunch of filters came with it. And where's my coffee at? It's over here. No wonder I couldn't find it. I got a lot of good stuff here. A lot of super glue that I can use. Wonderful. I got a nice cookie I can eat in a while. That'd be a good snack for me to eat. I sure wasn't born with a golden spoon, but I'll tell you one thing, I'll keep it just the same. You never know. Unknown Santa sent me that. And they got me another shot. They got me a light right there. It's like the one I got up over there. Might be able to screw it onto here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it works. I'll keep that in my mist right there. And I got some coffee here. And Got me some skivvies, some underwear there. They got me. You always got to have underwear. You say you got a white paint, Frank? Nonsense. Chuck got you some white paint. And guess what? I got more white paint. The box these cordial cherries. Milk chocolate cherries. I like those. That'd be good for a snack after a while. I got some Q-tips there. Here's right here, really. Assorted Q-tips. Cotton swabs. I need those really bad. That'd be good for washers and stuff like that you use in your models. So I'm glad I got that. I put it over here with the reach. I grab it when I need something. Need it. Very good. I got the spackle right there. My ships. Ship models, they spackle like St. Canute over there. And I got some snacks there they gave me. I like these little Slim Jim kind of hot dogs. They're good to eat. Little sausages, they're good to eat. More super glue. I'm not going to run out of this stuff. That's for damn sure. Not for a long time. Got some shampoo and body wash, stuff like that. I'll need that bad if I go in the house, take a shower. That's good to have. Got a light right here. Those are 2 AA batteries. I could probably use that for emergency light or something. And got some candy over here. Some more packets right here, apple cider and coffee. So when I use these up, I go ahead and start hook up my coffee machine. I think I'll set up my coffee machine I put over there. That way I can always use this for other stuff though. And I got me some of that caramels like that. And lastly, these little milk chocolate caramels. My daughter said, "Dad, I never knew you ate candy all the time." I said, "Well, I do now." She asked me why. I said, "Because I quit drinking beer. I used to drink a lot. I haven't drank in about 15-something years, maybe. Ever since I quit drinking, I'm eating a lot of candy. Because reason why? Because alcohol's got sugar in it, a lot of it. And that's my supplement for sugar is through candy instead of alcohol. And I got some cigars too, so I'm doing pretty good. I don't last much for Christmas. My big Christmas came in with Lancaster bombers right there. Now, something else came in today. I don't know who sent these out to me. My son-in-law says, "You got a package on the porch that came in today." Oh. And it came in, and I got a whole box full of these little glue tips right here. I don't know who sent them in here. I tried to find out who sent them to me, but they had no address of the sender. So whoever got these for me, thank you very much. I could use them. And you get back of my card model of my SP2U Vindicator. That's a good kit. Yes, Santa Claus is very good to me this year, Chuck. How about you? Are you making out pretty good for Christmas, buddy? We got 7 watching and 5 thumbs up. That's good. I had a good dinner too. I'll tell you what I had for dinner. We had crab legs, scallops, shrimp, sausages, cookies, Chick-fil-A chicken, and yeah, that's about it. I'm full. I got a big family coming here. I got a big family now. I got all my grandchildren, granddaughters. They moved out and they live with their boyfriends now. Looks like old Frankie is going to be another great grandfather pretty soon with new additions to the family. Oh, that's good, Chuck. If I had some money, I got plenty of money, but my dog's got control of all my funds. If I had it in my pocket, I'd send you some money so you can pay your water bill and help you out a lot there. You know, you've been good to me, and everybody else has been very good to me, and reciprocation of one another and love for fellow man is the best thing, is the best Christmas gift there is for anybody. Right now, you know my status right now. My hands are tied. I can't hardly do nothing anymore. I'm very grateful for what I've got now. And here, you know, I got my models and everything. And this is my home right here. This is my house, and that's my part sack where I lay my carcass down on. And so I got nothing to complain about. Wouldn't you do good if I did anyway? I ain't gonna do too much modeling tonight. Kick back and shoot the breeze, everybody. Show you what I've done in the Lancaster. We can switch the camera over a little bit, take a look at what I got going on today. I went and mixed some paint. This used to be Sky. This is supposed to be, this is Tamiya's Sky XF21, but not anymore. I made already interior green out of it. I just added some green to it and I got it down to the natural tone. That's RAF green right there. That means I can paint the interiors of the God, of the ashes of my pants. I can paint the interior of my Lancaster. Hope Dingy gets his Wi-Fi working. I know he's watching me and everything, and he can't answer back because his Wi-Fi is down on his phone. And we should be getting Matt Lucid model designs. He'd probably be on. The Model Bay will be on, and Captain Samo, he'll probably be on after a bit here. That's good. Yep. Anybody's alone, you're here now with me and Chuck. We're never alone. We may live alone, but we're never alone. Man, this cigar is good. It was excellent. I love puff on these bad boys. I wish I had about 200 of these cigars right now. I took a shower yesterday. I took a shower today, and put on a clean shirts and clean pants on because Christmas Eve. I want to be happy. I want to be uh, reasonably clean and decent. For you guys and for myself. It's Christmas Eve. A Chick-fil-A. Got these beautiful looking cookies right here. I love these cookies, like a chocolate chip cookies. Nice and moist and chewy. They're good. I've never heard of a Chick-fil-A that moved out here to Tennessee. Must be a new fast food chain got going on. They got so much stuff nowadays to come and go on. I don't even know where to go or where to come to. Geez, Chuck, it's like you and me on one song. I guess it'd be Chuck and Frankie Day's Christmas Eve show. Amazon without letting you send any tobacco. I wonder how come. Is there an embargo against that they can't send tobacco out? That's queer. They must not like me. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. There's always somebody threw the pipe wrench in the works, Chuck. You always got somebody throwing a pipe wrench in there. Man, it got warm out here in Tennessee today. It felt like it was getting nice and warm. It felt like it was in the high 50s today. Out there, not so. It's a little nippy out there, not too bad. But God darn, it was warm today. I turned the heater off. It was getting. You can tell when it gets warm outside. When it gets really blasting hot here, when I got the heater on, and you know well, it's getting. It's pretty warm outside. And I was right. I went outside. Gosh, it feels like Indian summer out here already. It don't get too cold out here in Tennessee. Sometimes it does. The coldest it got was about a couple weeks ago when it got down to single digits, some areas. It got down probably about 14 degrees out here last week. It was cold. I'm sure glad I don't live in Ohio. Man, that was the coldest winter I've ever lived in my life in Ohio last year. And that trailer, I had heaters going on there left and right. It was 40 degrees in that trailer. All I'll tell you, those trailers hardly got any insulation. You know what they use for insulation? It's foam board. They get a 1-inch foam that's sandwiched in between the outside covering and the inside covering. That's all there is insulation. It gets cold in there. Had a good Christmas. I had family over. I had my stepdaughters, their boyfriends there. I guess my stepdaughters living with their boyfriends now. And my daughter's house next door is pretty empty. Well, it is her and her husband now. And that's why I say I'm going to start having more great grandchildren come in this world. Boy, a snowstorm in California. The only place that ever snowed out in California is up there. There's some Padre Hills out there. The Sierra Padre Hills out there up in the mountains. Because I live in Southern California. Well, actually, I was living in Ventura County, which is close to Santa Barbara. And the only time we ever had snow out there is out there in the mountains. We always went to the mountains to get snow out there. We just go out there and camp out there in the mountains. And snow out there, put a fire out there going. It got cold as hell out there, snow coming down. You get up that snow, everything's normal. But God darn it, I never heard of it snowing out in California. I guess the Bible's right. When you can't tell the seasons, it's beginning the end of the world, I guess they say. Are they still looting and have riots and everything up there in California, Chuck? On YouTube, I've heard nothing. No more people raid ice patrol, the ice out there, raiding the ice and stuff. All that goddamn lawlessness going on. Is that still going on out near California? They finally had enough sense to stop it all. And all that rain you're supposed to be getting, that snowstorm, will probably come this way next week. Man, I got a lot of super glue here. I like that. All I need is more paint. Freddie's going to send me some our Royal Air Force paint. I can use that really bad. But I mixed that interior color with my Lancaster. It's pretty well spot on. I got a federal paint chip down here. I matched it. It's pretty close on. So I can be able to paint the internal colors, but I don't have any black paint. And I got just enough. I just want to wait till hold off to get my paint set, you know. And my son-in-law says he's gonna send me some too. Can't do it until about the 29th. Grease Monkey 7571. I do it to you, buddy. Merry Christmas and welcome to tonight's Christmas show. Ain't gonna be much building tonight. There'll be a lot of shooting the breeze and everything. And show you a little bit of stuff. I can show you guys a few things on the Lancaster I got done on it. Next step, I'll be doing some painting, interior painting. And I went and mixed some using Sky XF21 by Tamiya. I add some more green to it and got it down to the Royal Air Force interior green, so I'd be able to paint the interior of the fuselage. I'll set that camera out and show you guys what's going on so far. If we're painted gray, I painted this whole thing black. Fuselage interior was primed with gray, so I painted it black. I got both landing gear assemblies all painted. They've been painted black too. So the old struts can be picked up from aluminum. Here's aluminum right here by Tamiya. Call out number XS16. And this is Sky XF21. And I mixed it with some green. I got the interior green, so I'll be able to airbrush all this and the interior of this thing here with some green. I can put the windows in there, button up the fuselage, and go onward. Yeah, like I told Chuck a while ago, Grease Monkey, I had a good Christmas dinner. We opened up Christmas presents early. I made out pretty good. I got coffee machines and a few goodies and stuff, you know. A lot of super glue, Jesus. I ain't gonna run out of super glue for a long while. I still got a big container of this that hasn't been opened yet. And I got some more that I have opened up. It's over here if I can get it out of the way. I gotta get this out. Okay, I'm gonna burn my damn pants. I got more tube of that in there that I've got. Plus what I have right here I'm using. This goes for a long while. It goes faster as I use the balsa wood. I appreciate you do tune in, Grease Monkey. I really do, you know. I love building my models. That's all I got to live for in life is my models. And I enjoy building these very much. Freddie made me an excellent Christmas year. He sent me two of these 148 scale Lancaster bombers. One's a dam buster, and the other one's just like here. I'm working on the B3B1 bomber. These are all 1975 issues. These kids are not reissued. They're 1975 original releases that Freddie has accumulated over the past 50 years. But man, I tell you, I love this man. I mean, this is one model I can never get bored, never get bored of building. I don't think I'll ever get one of these again, you know. I got them in storage, but storage is such a far, far away place, you know. In Ohio, 2 states over. Hopefully this springtime I'll get my stuff out of there, get it here at home here with me. I like to enjoy it before I die. Yeah, I love automotive stuff. I think the last car I built was a monogram 1957 Chevy. It was a big scale kit. It was probably about like a big, maybe 1/16 scale, I think it was. Huge. I painted the same color. It was a two-door uh, sedan, hardtop sedan. My dad bought it at Frankie Chevrolet, 1957. Right at the showroom floor. It had white wall tires, midnight blue with a white top, a two-door sedan. Had a Wonder Bar radio, hydroglide transmission, a 283 motor. It had skirts on the back of the wheels. And the head tail light, you open up the tail light, you fill your gas up in it. For a graduation present, my dad gave it to me, for a gift. I graduated from boot camp. Only got to drive about 3 or 4 times. And my dad wrote me a letter. Somebody broke in and stole the car. Exactly. You and I had the same kit. It was a good kit. I think on the box of it, the livery of it was all black, I think it was. So I painted my midnight blue using Pacra paint. We had Pacra aerosol spray bottles. They're about that big, spray cans. They were 69 cents a can back in those days. And I primed it with gray primer. And I took cheesecloth and rubbed that primer out nice and shiny. I gave it about 7 coats of that paint. Just light mist, let it dry 24 hours. Gave it another shot, let it dry another 24 hours. It took me a week to paint that thing. It looked beautiful. Yeah, it's a beautiful car. Now I had a Revell, in my stash. I got a Revell 1941 Willys. It's painted in hot rod primer gray, I think it is. That's a beautiful car. I've got 2 of them. I got one in the kit, and I got one that I made a slot car out of. Because I remember slot car racing was very popular back in the 1960s. A lot of guys like me, myself, which I learned from other fellas, just go to a hobby shop and buy these Revell AMT Johan kits. And the other parts we didn't even use. All we wanted was just the body itself. Then you had the chassis on it, where you had the motor on it and the brushes that raced along the track. That's what we did. We just bought it for the bodies. But we saved the engine and the tires and things, I had a whole shoebox full of that stuff. And it's one thing about building cars, they give you more than what you need of them. Oh, yeah. I like old Big Daddy Roth. I used to build dragsters. Dragsters were my favorite back in those days. I built a little bit of everything, I used to go out there. I lived out in California. We used to go out there at Camarillo. They had dragster races out there. We had parachutes on them, like it slowed down. Boy, them things could move. Boy, next month's January, the new year. Unbelievable. Yeah, I got pretty Christmas this year. I made out like a bandit. Last year at this time, Christmas was very, very bad for me. My brother was in and out of the hospice, in and out of the hospital. He was dying of cancer. And I got my notice. I had to leave my trailer and everything. And when it came to Christmas last year, I said, screw it, ain't no Christmas. That really destroyed my belief in Christmas then. Now I got a good Christmas here. I had a whole family. I got a big family now, you know. Like I told Chuck a while ago, we had snow crab, no king, Alaska king crab, scallops, shrimp, and sausage for Christmas Eve dinner. We all opened up presents. I got a coffee machine, some underwear, and snacks, and a lot of super glue. Look at this stuff I got. I'll never run out of super glue now. Yeah, I know, buddy. I want to tell you something, Grease Monkey. The last 6.5 years, I've never suffered so worse in my whole life. Everything went south. I lost my wife, and I had 3 little rat terriers. Within 5-6 months of each other, they all died. I lost Raleigh. He was my last rat terrier dog. I hadn't had him for 20 years. Those little rat terriers, they live forever. I mean, we had him for 20 years. I had him since he was about this big, you know, raised him and everything. And I loved him very much. I loved all my dogs. I lost my dogs. I lost my wife. And guess what? I lost my home. I said, man, what else is going to happen? Worst thing that happened to me now is just die. But I hung on, though. And could not find a place to rent nowhere. A lot of places for sale. I wasn't going to buy no house. I'm too old to buy a house. I bought enough houses. End up in a goddamn 40-foot trailer, 8 by 40-foot trailer. Something I refuse, hate to live in. I never lived like that in my life. Live in a small trailer. All the models I got, but it's like I say, it beats living in out in the streets or living in your car. So I come to the reality, beggars can't be choosy. And I lost my trailer. I lost my brother. Instant repeat. I had no place to go. I was facing homelessness, guys. It really was. Outside, well, that's when it was cold up there in Ohio. And my daughter found out about what was going on, so she shanghaied me and brought me back to Tennessee, and here I am. I know I have to worry about losing this place. And Minnesota's pretty cool country up there. I'll tell you that for sure. Are you from St. Paul area? St. Paul, Minnesota, all through there? Minnesota's very cold country out there. Yeah, glad things are pretty good for me out here in Tennessee. You know, they take care of me pretty good. Like I say, I guess I'm expecting too much. I realize that my daughter works. She's busy all the time. My son-in-law is busy all the time. They don't have time to wait on me hand and foot. And they don't deny me for things I want. You know, they're a little slow, but they eventually give it to me. They know my status. They say they love me and everything, so that's good enough for me. Yeah, that's pretty new. I think I know where you're at. You're pretty close to the Canada border, are you? That's funny. Everybody, we all live in different areas, you know. Yeah, that's what I assumed. Yeah, away from all those doggone dramas, right? All those people riding out there and stuff, and lawlessness and junk going on. I haven't heard too much of that on YouTube. Usually, they got nothing but lawlessness going on. People try to beat up the ICE agents and stuff like that. So far, that stuff must have simmered down. I don't know. I guess old President Trump laid a hammer down on these people. No sense of that stuff, you know. I found this the other day. I knew I had one somewhere. One of these, they got the third hand you got, you know. That comes in pretty good. I'm glad I found that. That's brand new. Hello, model student. How you doing, buddy? Merry Christmas to you. It's Christmas Eve show, and I can do too much building tonight. I got both landing gear units all done. I primed them with gray paint, and I spray painted them black. As you can remember yesterday, this was all gray, and if you saw the fuselage was all gray. Wish you were. I primed them, they're dry. I went back and painted them black. And like I was telling Grease Monkey and telling Chuck a while ago, this used to be Sky Color by Tamiya, call out number XF21. So I added some more green paint to it and give it the Royal Air Force interior green. So that's pretty well spot on right there. And so tomorrow we're going to go ahead and start painting the interior of this thing, get that fuselage buttoned up and go on. I got the wings assembled, and it's starting to take its place. We got Rolls Royce motors I got to build. Rolls Royce Merlin engines got to be painted and installed and everything. And I got a lot of work to do this thing. I gotta once I get to the stage it needs to be painted, I gotta wait a while to get that Vallejo Royal Air Force paint set to come in. I think Freddie Duarte is Sooner Models. I think he ordered a pack, ordered some paint for me for that, and so that'd be good. So I gotta wait on those colors there. I bet it's cold in Canada right now, this time of year. I've always loved to go to Canada. A lot of guys, a lot of Americans during the Vietnam War, you know, when it first got started, a lot of people were exiting from America to Canada. I guess the time Canada only took so much of us, that was it, you know. I wanted to go there just to visit, just to see how beautiful it is out there. And Canada is a very beautiful country. From what I can see, they people in Canada, they take care of their country. Make sure it's nice and clean and everything's natural and normal out there. It's beautiful. Here in America, people just use it's just like a garbage can out here. People take trash, throw it over the place, throw it on the ground. They don't care. Nothing. Beautiful. Oh yeah, I got a pretty good bit done as Lancaster. I'm getting all the subassembly done. The subassembly is pretty much done. I got the two motor engines I got to put on there, and to get the engine covers put together and everything. And that's what I put to assemble, prepare for painting. Oh, I bet it does. It gets very brutal in Canada. Especially guys got a big clipper like in Alberta, or something like comes through there. Then it hits us and we got a good freeze out. Yes, it is. Painting makes or breaks your build. They had one guy I was watching on YouTube. He had a Hong Kong models 148 scale Lancaster, and he did a good job on it. I wasn't too happy how he, of course, not my build. I ain't nothing, but not to bring it down or anything like that. I mean, I freehand my camo, but I got a very steady hand. It don't shake. It's very steady, as steady as a rock. And I freehand my camo. I don't use no sausages or worms made out of clay. I don't use paper patterns on there. I make sure it's nice and feathered like it's supposed to be. Oh yeah, every bit of $500. Wingnut wings, they're probably $100 more than that too. I mean, border models. I mean, you know, you start using sausages and those worms, you call them, out of clay, and you start making them for your camp together. It gives you a departification line. Really, not. It gets rid of the spray effect. Wingnut kits are very crazy. Did I say crazy? Yeah, I said crazy. Expensive. I've got one wingnut model. It's a Poker D7 and 1/32 scale, I think it is. And I did a review of that kit. Oh, the instructions are it's like a magazine, and it's actually some color. It gives you the color of the paint that you use. Is very comprehensive on it. It's very. It makes life easy on, but they're expensive kits. The decals had those lodgings on there. Oh God. Border models, they're expensive too. I about got my I got my Kate, a B5N Kate. That's about done. All I gotta do is paint the transparencies and glue them on. I paint the prop, but she's all done. Now I gotta turn 2 on the flight deck. Come here, you big beast. You're being summoned. You're being summoned. This is 135 scale. I'll get the big Kepler underneath there, torpedo bomber. I've always loved the Kate. The only time I use masking tape is for my windows. Now I use this a lot now. So I got a couple rolls of this I found. It's that Tamiya tape. Always mask my transparency, like traditionally, like we always do. And once I, where's that? I have the pencil, so here it is. And once I put the transparencies on there, tape it off, I always take the transparency and put it up against the light, take a pencil and go over it. That way I can follow with a knife and cut it out and it won't go through beyond the frames. Yep. This is 135 scale. So this thing is pretty well scalable armor. That's all freehand too, like camo back there and stuff. Yeah, we all develop our own skills. You learn at every build you build, you learn something on it, and your next build, he says, well, next time I'm going to try this, do something different. So it's all pretty much skills, I've been building models since I was about 3 years old. When I was 3 years old, I was building balsa wood kits. They didn't have plastic back in those days. Mostly were Cleveland kits. I'll show you one now that I'm building right now. Okay, over here. This model is probably almost 90 years old right now. This is an old Cleveland kit. Newport 17. Colonel Bishop, he's Canadian. Colonel Bishop's Newport 17 Scout. Yes, these are Cleveland kits from Edward T. Packer. My dad had a whole collection of Cleveland kits. And before he passed away, he gave them to me. He said, hang on these, Frank. They're worth some money. They don't make the stuff no more, which they don't. This model cost 25 cents back in that day. Back in 1928, it cost a quarter. The scale of this Newport, I really don't know. Let me find out. 3/4 scale. Copyright 1928. World War One. Cleveland Designs. I just finished my only flying boat. That's Hasagawa makes this one. This is their second release. The first release they made is just like this, except Rosie the Riveter, she was on overtime. Probably got a good Christmas bonus with all the rivets she put in that thing. I'll tell you something. When I first got that kit, I still got it sitting in my storage. I bought it back in 1970. It cost $8 back then. And when I bought that kit, I opened it up and looked at it. Jesus, the rivets are so fine. I swear to God, my kid, you can use that thing for a rasp. If you took that wing and rubbed it on some balsa wood, you take the balsa, you can actually shave that balsa wood without wearing out those rivets and that thing. So then I take wet and dry sandpaper, stuff like this, black wet and dry sandpaper, 600 grit with a lot of water. While the water's running, I had to take sandpaper and sand those rivets out, bring down the low relief. Oh yeah, this kit's over $100, over 100 smackers. The top shelf model nowadays it costs you $100. Now, let's put this thing away for a bop it. On this Lancaster Freddie sent me. This too is 1975. This 148 scale. This too is same scale as this one is. These were 1995 when they first came out. When they first came out, it didn't hit the hobby shops in my neck of the woods until around 1977. And they came out in 1975. Some places got them at that time, but my hobby shop, they didn't have them until about 1977. Well, I went there to Mad Modeler Hobby Shop, Channel Islands Boulevard, Oxnard, California. I went there about how I was getting my humble paints there all the time, all kinds of models. And Lanny T-Tech, he was the owner of the hobby shop. I came there on a Friday. I had a fistful of money. He knows I always spend my money in there. He goes, "Hey, Frankie boy, you just in time. Just time for what? Well, we got some new stuff coming today. You'll like this. You know, at Lancaster at 148 scale, yeah. I got the Dam Buster and the B1 bombers. I'll buy one of each." Okay. So I went up there and it would be $46. $46? How much do these things cost a piece, Lanny? He said they're $19.95. Jeez, that's a lot of goddamn money. It's a hell of a kit, too. And he says, besides, who else makes 148 scale Lancaster? Oh, you got me there. Okay, I'll take them both. You know, I bought the Dam Buster and I bought the B1 bomber here. I'm going to tell you a story. I told the story last night, and I said the night before. My first kit that I built was the B1 like I'm building right now, the B3 version. The left wing was really warped. It was warped. I couldn't fix it out, you know. And a dad came over and he goes, "Hey, you know, son, come over and see what you're doing. I haven't seen you for a while." I come on in, Pop. You got a beer for me? Yeah, I got some beer, Dad. Well, I asked Pop, you guys have a couple beers. Get me one too, sir. Dad got me beer and he goes, "You look like you're a little pissed off a little bit." Yeah. I just spent goddamn $46 on 2 models. $46. Hell, why don't you give me some of that goddamn money? I said, maybe I should have, Dad. So what's the problem? So look at this. Come over here. I'll show him the wing. Look at that wing, Dad. This wing was like this. The top of it. He goes, "Geez, that's a hell of a warp. I mean, you let that go by like that? They must have. I like to know where the quality control was at." He says, "Are you trying hot water?" "I tried everything, Dad. I don't want to get too hot that will distort the plastic." I said, "I can't do it." But it says, "Well, I told you, Frank, once you write to the company, it's like I got no choice. This thing's a $20 model. I'm not going to let it go up that easy." So the main distributor was Sentai Hobbies out of California. Nowadays, it's Stevenson's. And I got a hold of Sentai Hobbies and told them the part number. And I got a Polaroid camera. You don't make them no more. It's Polaroid. Poof! You take a picture. You pull out the picture and wait about 60 seconds. The pull up the back end, the picture's taken. It had a picture of that wing. So I took that picture of that wing. I wrote him a letter, part number, kit number, and I tucked the picture and the note inside the envelope, sealed it up, put a stamp on it, I sent it out the mail. Oh, say about almost 3 weeks later, I get 2 packages at the door. And my wife at the time, Brenda, she goes, "You got 2 packages came in today, Frankie." "Oh, I do. I was only expecting one of them. I know what that one's got to be. That wing that got warped to my Lancaster bomber." And says, "Well, you got 2 packages." I said, "I didn't order anything." She says, "Well, the only way to find out is to open them up." So one package came in. I got the white wing for it, wasn't warped. Opened up the other package. It was a brand new kit they sent me. I couldn't believe it. So you don't get that service no more. Oh, yes, they do, buddy. When you go to a hobby shop, and they know you ain't no bullshit, and they know that you spend money, and they know that you're there all the time. They take care of you. They do. Lanny took care of me, and so I had that Lancaster I built. I put it in the showroom window they had right there in the hobby shop. He goes, God darn, Frank, I had no idea you had a warped wing. You should have brought it back. I would have got you another kit. Well, I wasn't thinking at the time. I said, how'd you get the other wing for it? I said, I gave him a letter. I sent him a picture of it, of the wing, and I wrote him a letter. I said to him, guess what, Lanny? They sent me another kit too. Oh, they'll do that sometimes. So that's great, Frank. You got another kit. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm happy. So I was very happy. Nowadays, I don't know if they send you replacement parts anymore. They probably do, I guess. But like I say, $20. These things they're retailed at 1995. By the 1980s, they start going up in price around $50. 90s, $100. Nowadays, who knows? You say what, $222? Boy, that's high. Yeah, that is stiff. That's right. The smile always gives you satisfaction knowing he did a good job. You go, that's nice. I like that. And also inspires them to build one too, and to build. Modeling is an instant inspiration for a lot of people. A lot of people got stuff in the stash like that, and they don't build it on the fly because they got other projects to do. When you start building something like that, it comes out like beautiful job. It inspires them to take out the stash and build it too. So you get two rewards. Your first reward is you built the kit. It's very beautiful. It gets recognition and inspires people to do the same, which is good. It's called instant gratification. I got another kit I'm working on too. I had this about 50 years. All my stuff is ancient like me. I'm an old man. I got old kids. They grew up with me and I grew up with them. This is my 1/72nd scale C-133 Cargo Master, dubbed as the weenie wagon. This is a vacuum form kit. I've been working on this off camera. I got to finish up the tail assemblies, and I got all the ribs and everything. Got bulkhead inside here, so it's pretty strong. Wooden spars on the rudder, on the stabilizer. It's pretty strong. So it looks like a big hot dog, don't it? Hot dog of an airplane. I need to finish up my B24 here. I've got no decals for it. The decals came to the kit were ruined because they're water down inside there. They all fell apart. It's my Monogram 148 scale B24 Liberator. Desert pink. It's all weathered. That's a Monogram Pro kit right there. It came with Teggy and Liberatos. So the decal sheet is completely ruined. So I may have to go on the internet and order me a decal sheet for that. Yeah, I have a bit of that. Oh wow, I forgot all about this one. Oh, this is a paper model building of the Vindicator. Yeah, got inkjet. You print your own decals. If you find a file, I did it one time. But after you print your decals, you got to get yourself some clear dough coat and or clear gloss and spray that decal sheet, and that'll keep it all together. Then you go ahead and use that. But I didn't have too much luck doing that either. But that thing does need decals bad. Yeah. Just give me a couple seconds, guys. Yeah. I had to use the restroom a while ago. I got a toilet out there in the back. I feel good. It's not like coffee out of me. I mean, I got a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, see that stash I have. Oh, it's huge. I'll probably be making some videos next year. My daughter's going to send away for me for a 2-channel radio unit. I'm going to put it in this thing. I'll show you. This is a tramp steamer. A Danes Marine kit I built. It's out of fiberglass and plastic and metal, all ready to control. So I got a lake pond over there across the street from the house. I'm going to take this out and give it a good sail. I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of models what guys people don't have, you know. You got a lot of stuff I don't have either. I like to have. Here's something interesting. Here's something you'll see every day. I feel like a kid with show and tell. This is Saunders and Rowe 245 Princess Flying Boat. Those are retractable. They go up and they fold up just like that. Now you talk about a waste of money. This thing was. Not the model itself. We'll talk about the real thing. This thing came out in 1951 when flying boats are being redundant. They don't use them no more. Saunders and Rowe, they had in hoping that the glamour of the flying boat would make another comeback and people would use them. But they found out they couldn't use them anymore. People didn't want to get on a flying boat no more. Because flying boats lost their glamour after the war. And they become redundant. You had other aircraft. Other aircraft, they like prop-driven aircraft, they had during the war they built a lot of airports out there. So all kinds of continents, islands, everywhere. Now prop-driven airplanes had equal range as a flying boat, and they can fly all over the world to airports where they can land them. That's why these things become redundant. And so Saunders Rowe says, well, maybe the military can use them. Military don't want them either. They cost too much money to maintain. And what good are they? Martin Mars was 1956. It became redundant. We don't use that no more. And So maybe they could let civilians use them. They got maybe there's airlines that could use them. They don't want them either. Same thing, expensive, upkeep, and no one wanted to use them, so they were cocooned. They were no longer use them anymore. Very big airplane, a double bubble, high pressure layout. This thing's got a full interior. It's got a bar. It's got loos in there, toilets in there, seats. Carried with 300 people. Everything has a full interior there. You can't see it, but it's in there. It really is. Yep. Yes, it does. It has a spar goes all through that whole wing system. That model weighs about 6 to 7 pounds. It's heavy. It's about as heavy as a Fender Stratocaster guitar. Very hard. Very heavy. It's a 3D kit made out of ABS plastic. I bought that from Tachihito Hakamawa, all the way from Sasebo, Japan. You go to the website, One Man Model, you'll find it there. It costs about $200. For $200, you get your money's worth. I'm not kidding. It's a good kit. So if you want to buy one, you get your computer, go to Google search, and scroll in One Man Model, and you'll see it there. Order it, build it. You'll enjoy yourself. Yeah, I've got a 1957 Fender Stratocaster. I got a Jaguar and a Jazzmaster. It's just right over there. This here is a Fender Deluxe Reverb. In my storage back in Ohio, I'll get a dual Showman, a 1959 dual Showman. I got a Super Reverb. I got a 1964 Vox AC30 amp. What else I got? An Ampeg, Gemetti amplifier, and a Fender Reverb unit. I used to have a lot of surfer bands before I joined the Navy. That's why I say I can't lose all that stuff in storage. I do, somebody's going to have a blast. I also got a Bass 6 too. I think Squire makes it. Now Squire makes good guitars. I'll tell you one thing. They're the way I look at their Fender. They're a Fender instrument that's made in a different country, which brings the price down low. I have a buddy of mine. He got so mad in hell. I told him he went and bought a American made. What was it? American made Air Clapton Stratocaster. It was all gray. color with a rosewood fingerboard, and it had those what kind of tuners were they? Floyd, yeah, Floyd tuners on there. He paid $3,000 for that guitar. I told him, I'll bet you $1 to donut you'll find something made in China there or Vietnam there. No, it's all American made. Oh, I'm sure it's American made. I'm not disputing that. But there's components inside there. It's made in China. So he got really inquisitive one day. He went and took strings off, took the pick guard off, and took a look at the pickups, and he found the potentiometers. The tone and volumes were 50K, 504K rheostats for your tuners made in China. He was fuming. Said, "You're right, Frank." So don't you know, you stupid fool? I says, nothing's made in America no more. Nothing. That's called fool of money soon parted. You bought your simple Squire, you got the same thing. And a lot of people buy a Squire. Now I got a Squire Jaguar. It's a damn good guitar. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that guitar. It plays just as good as an American made one, except it's made in Indonesia. That's the only difference there is. It plays good. People look for tones. People says you can take pickups out, vibratos out, put do this, that, do that in there. People don't understand. People have tones. Same thing with drummers. People don't understand. Well, where's the tone at? The tone's in your hands. That's the secret. The tones are in your hands. Mine's seafoam green too. My favorite Jaguar is seafoam green with a white pick guard. It has Seymour Duncan pickups. It's a good guitar. Now, a lot of people say they have problems with this guitar. I see it every day on YouTube. They change out the bridge and put a doggone Tamiya bridge or a Mustang bridge, but they don't understand. These guitars are very temperamental guitars. The Jazzmaster and Jaguars, they came out back in the 50s. And of course, if you got a Jazzmaster or Jaguar, you notice that the bridge, you got saddles. You got 2 3mm. Each saddle's got 2 3mm set screws to adjust those saddles on there, and one for the intonation. When you set up your strategy, your Jazzmaster or Jaguar guitars, you got to set up the radius first. The radius. Now the radius set, you take the 12th fret and you got to set your intonation for your harmonics. That's all set and raise your bridge up. And those things never come off, because those things come off. And the one thing is, they weren't not designed for 9,000 first E strings, your high E, your first E. They'll step up the saddles. They're made for 11s, because those guitars were made for heavier gauge strings. And back in the days, you had the lively ones, the Impacts, the Shantays, the Ventures, the Shadows, all these bands that played those type of guitars. Those guitars were not made to do windmills like Peter Townsend does, or hyper pick like Van Halen. These guitars were designed for country western music, jazz music, and a lot of surfing music. You play a Jazzmaster, you play a Jaguar, that surf sound automatically comes out. I didn't change the bridge of mine. And those bridges are floating bridges. They move. One guy goes, this guitar is junk. They says the bridge is all floppy. It was made to be that way because it's supposed to float with your tremolo bar. It floats with your tremolo. That's how you get that nice soft Hawaiian surfing sound to get on using your vibrato. You take that out, you put a tunematic bridge there, that bridge will not float. It will be steady. You won't get the full floating vibrato sound like the guitar's designed for. So what I'm trying to say is, you take those guitars, you got to set them up to you. They're set up to the factory. They build it. They go, oh yeah, that's good. Out the door. Next one. Out the door. But their hands is a lot different than yours. You get the player hands. They just got the hands that it plays. That's it. You got to set them up. Yeah, they're very temperamental guitars. Stratocasters is something else. Now, you want to set up your vibrato bar. You notice from the back of the Stratocaster, there's a little white plate back there with strings feed through. You got springs. You got a cloud bullet right there. You put an extra spring on there, that vibrato will be awful hard to use. You can dive bomb that real easy. Walk and bring it back up again. But you don't get that floating sound because of the string tension. So what you got to do is you got to loosen that cloud bullet out. The cloud bullet comes out this way. You got 3 strings, 1 spring in the middle, one side, one the other side. Then screw on your screws, your plate. You get that nice vibrato sound. Of course, you got to set your intonation. You can set your radius on there too. So that, because those Jaguars by Squire are like that of the Fenders, original Fender Jazz Masters or Jaguar guitars. They have a 7.5-inch radius on there. So you're getting a good guitar. Squire makes good guitars. They're very good. Nothing wrong with them. Nothing wrong with them. You just got to set them up. You got to set them up with your hands. They're not. They're something you. It's a must to be able to play. To me, it's a waste of money going out there buying new pickups for it, buying a new bridge for it, buying this, putting shimming up the necks and stuff. Mine don't do that. I had a 1962 Jazz Master, all Olympic white with a turtle pick guard. It had a mute on it. And it sounds just like my Squire, Seafoam Green. It's a pretty guitar. I'll play that more than any of them. I'm gonna get some more coffee, get you some water here. I'm gonna put that B24 if I knock it off there, bust it, I'm gonna start screaming like a wounded ape. We'll get you some decals good later. Just hang on, look pretty, and sit over there. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. I got a Kogan water machine over here. My daughter-in-law got me. So I'm pretty comfortable inside this building here. It gets lonely in here, but these models and you guys keep me pretty much on my toes. I'm not too much alone. A Telecaster is an excellent guitar. Excellent guitar. And I had a 1972 blonde. It was yellow, or blonde. It was blonde. White pick guard. Rosewood neck. I had a stolen from me. Man, that was a good guitar. I could have killed the guy who stole that from me. I play pedal steel. I got a couple steel guitars in my storage, and I got one over here I play. And I had a Showbud Devil Neck Pro too. 4 pedals, 4 knee levers. I was playing at the Silver Sands in Fort Winnie, California, off Wyoming Road. And always played for about 5 45-minute sets. And we take a 15-minute break. And usually we take a break. I go out in the car all the time. I don't go out there and mingle with the people and stuff, you know. I see enough of them dancing on there and talking to me and everything else. So I always carried a case of beer back in my car. So I'll go back there in my car, grab me a beer, take a couple slugs, look out there, see if anybody's coming, which no one does. Look at my clock, got 10 more minutes for showtime. And I came back in. And one guy ran up to me and said, "Hey." I said, "I've been looking for you." I said, "Oh, you are?" I said, "Yeah." He says, I tried to stop him. "What are you talking about?" He says, "Some guy took your guitar." "What?" I went up there on the stage up there. The guy walked off with my steel guitar. You know, I would have committed murder if I would have found that guy. Next day, I went to every hawk shop that there was. I called every hawk shop that there was within 50 miles. I tell them, if a guy comes in with a pedal steel guitar, with a cherry red Showbud steel guitar, with a serial number, this and that, and it says, keep him there, buy him, feed him some coffee, talk to him, and call me. Here's my number, and keep him there. Don't let him go nowhere. Just charm him, do all you can, show him around, and just keep him busy and call me. And I'll take care of the rest. It never arised. So I had to go out there and buy me another guitar, another steel. That thing cost me $2,100 for that, and I paid another $2,000 something for this steel guitar I got right here. It's a Deckley. Oh man! Then they stole my Telecaster. So when you're playing in bars, you got to be very careful out there because you got people watch your stuff, you know. Boy, I tell you, that even devil, I tell you. Yeah, he probably did. Whoever it was, he was out there watching me play. He probably was watching every movement I was making. And I think he had me pretty well studied. He knew that I would always go outside the back and drink a few beers and come right back in, like we all did. So with that 15 minutes, he had that much time to take my guitar. And of course, everybody's busy. Everybody's talking, dancing, and making goo-goo eyes at each other and drink beer and not paying attention to the bandstand at all. The guy just probably walked up, took my steel, and walked out with it, no one knowing it, except that one guy. He tried to stop him. Man. So my whole night was dead. So I always brought my Telecaster with me, I had. Now we got 2 lead guitar players up there instead of a steel player up there. So we had to take turns playing lead. And now I don't do that no more. When I play music in the bar like that, I don't go out in the car and drink beer no more. I stay right in there with my equipment. Universal Scala, how you doing, buddy? Hola. Welcome to Frankie Day's Wednesday night Merry Christmas show. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Scale Model Student, I'll tell you what happened to us pickers back then. We used to call them whores. Karaoke. When they came in, they ruined everything. They ruined everything. And you got these guys with the karaoke machines, and people all want there to start singing that fools out of themselves, you know. So they got up and they packed the house. It worked. Even disco music too was really that was the beginning of it. A lot of these bar proprietors that own these bars, instead of having a live band there, started having disco music. And that came to view. That really messed things up. Then when the karaoke came in, it really torpedoed us. Really torpedoed us. Exactly. Free entertainment, open mic jam. Yeah, that definitely put a squeeze play at us. Back in the 1970s, I got out of the Navy, you know, I was got out of the service, yeah, we used to play all over the place. Played Lemoore Naval Air Station, George Air Force Base, Vandenberg Air Force Base, China Lake, Test Center. Out there, they have a Litzman Club. We used to play out there all the time. Solvang, California's go out there and play out there. Merry Christmas to you, buddy. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Bruce. Well, no, Merry Christmas to you, buddy. Uh, Today, a package came in today. I don't know who sent these to me. Wouldn't know address or name of the sender. A bunch of these glue kits came in. We're crazy good. You plug in your glue and it comes out. Got a whole box load of these things. I could use them. I probably could use them. And whoever got these for me, thank you very much. I'm very delighted and happy. I could use them. Oh, heck yeah. We played military installations like that. Great party. I can tell you a million and one stories about playing places like that. Let me tell you a story. It was at a New Year's party. It happened back in 78? Yeah, 1978. Glenn Henry was a booking agent, and he booked my band out for our band for a New Year's party for Friday and Saturday night. It was $1,000. My front man, Gary Busby, he played rhythm in front of the band. I was a side man. I played steel. Came out to me and he goes, "Hey, Frank, I got some bad news." Oh? He says, "I'm having problems with my wife right now." I said, "I can't play this New Year's gig." Oh, man. No. You can play. But me, I can't play. Well, who's going to sing here in front of the band? You know Kenny White? Never heard him before. He's a very good front man, a very good singer. whatever you do, don't bring no marijuana down there. Don't, especially that stuff. I go, I said, well, we all smoke like that. Well, we know that. He goes, this guy, if he gets that stuff, Frank, he's a whole different person. He'll probably get you thrown out the base. You got to watch out. I said, well, you won't get any then. That's the general idea. He's a good guy. He's a very good singer. He is very good. But he gets loaded in that stuff. He's a whole different person. I mean, you'd be surprised. He gets you some serious trouble. I'm telling you. I'm warning you. I said, well, okay. He says, tomorrow's Friday night, so what time we get off work tomorrow? So I can knock off around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I give me time to get my clothes together, get my instruments packed up. Because see, I had a 57 Chevy it was a station wagon, Nomad. 2-door Nomad station wagon. I was carrying an 11 by 14 foot trailer I carried with me. My trailer, I carried my equipment, and I slept in it. And, says, okay, be here. It'll take you a couple hours for you to drive all the way from here to the Lemoore Naval Air Station. That's past Solvang, out there by Pea Soup Anderson, out there in Northern California. And it'll take a couple hours to get through there. So we get off work, be here about 3 o'clock. It's okay, he'll be here at 3. That's fine, I'll be there. So 3 o'clock I showed up. He was there waiting for Gary. Comes in, Frank, this is Kenny. How you doing? You play steel guitar? Yeah. Oh, I love those steel guitars. He goes, I thought, man, I got a Telecaster I play it. That's good. And he goes, say, since we're all going to the same place, I got my car. Since I was taking a bunch of cars, can I ride with you? Well, that'd be fine. That'd be fine. So I load up my stuff. Yeah. What's a good place to keep it? Well, put it in that trailer right there. That's where I keep my stuff. I have my amplifiers there, my steel guitar. I have my clothes in there, and I had a lot of beer in there and everything. And because that old trailer has a small stove, it's got a small refrigerator. It was a very comfortable little trailer. It was just good for like camping. It was essentially made just for camping. And we went camping that thing, and not camping. We went down. We took it off to the show. I had to go through the Sentry Base. Sentry Base says I gave them the contract. We're supposed to play. We were the band who played at Listeman's Club. And he says, okay, go to the administration building, clock in. Well, I guess we went through. Went to the administration building, tell them we're the band, let's play. We're Jim Gentry and a country blues band. We're booked here to play for New Year's party. Oh, good, we're suspecting you guys. There's Barracks 211, you go over here. Go right off General Doolittle, not General Doolittle Boulevard, what was it? Halsey Boulevard. And because they named all these boulevards off of admirals. You go up Admiral Halsey Boulevard, I take you all the way down there to Barracks 214. So, okay, good, we went there. So we checked out the barracks. That was fine. That was good. So, okay, so I guess after the show, we'll go there. So I went down there to the Air Force base. I went there to the base where we set up at. Unhitched my trailer from my car. I took all the equipment and we set up. I tuned my steel guitar, make sure we're all in tuning everything. When it come to showtime, we got there around 8 o'clock. Our instruments have already been set up for it. All we got to do is walk out there and be there at 9 o'clock and start playing. And that damn devil got a little nosy. Started nosing around, seeing all my beer and stuff. He saw some marijuana, some smoke inside the drawer there. Had seen that. His eyes got really big. He seen me see that. I tell you, don't get none of this after the show. I heard about you. Oh, what do you mean about what? About me doing what? I says, you're a doctor. I say you're a Dr. Jekyll now, and but you be a Sir Hyde, you smoke this stuff. You can Sir Hyde all you want to after the show. You don't get none of this. Okay. Besides, we'll get in trouble out here. This is a military installation. I can go to prison for this. It's over you. He goes, okay. All right, I can hold on. Good. So can I. Then I was up there tuning up my steel guitar. He went out in the goddamn trailer. So he got a little bit too inquisitive. He says, hell with Frank. I'm doing it now. He went out there and smoked that stuff. And he comes in there with a rhinestone outfit on, with horn sunglasses on, with a cowboy hat on. I said, oh my God. I said, Frank, is this the guy we got to play with? Said, yeah. I got a good feeling he took a nip of what I got in that trailer, and this guy is sky high. Oh, man. And this guy was singing like Hank Williams, everything. He was doing a good job. He was messing around with the goddamn guy's wives and everything like that. God, you're throwing off this damn bass. It was horrible. But we made it through. And I came back and I told Buzz about that. So Gary, I says, he got into me, buddy. He said, you did? He said, yeah, he's messing around with one of the officers' wives and everything. At break time, he was out there walking around the trailer with no shirt on, bare chested, with his cowboy hat on, drinking beer and having a good time like that. Gary was right. We never hired this guy again. He almost got us in trouble. What a night that was. Man. Never used them again, though. He got us through. But I cut him off. I took myself to hit it. So he couldn't get any. And I was wondering where he was getting from. Even the people out there, the audience, they had stuff too. So he went out there and partied with them, knowing I cut him off. So that's how he got loaded again. Man. Okay, you walk the dog, and Merry Christmas to you, model student. And we'll catch him all night because I'll be here tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do some building on the Lancaster and do some painting and stuff. So I figure since it's Christmas Eve night, we can be able to just relax and kind of chew the fat a little bit and enjoy calamity and everything, and be with everybody. And it's Christmas Eve, and I hope all of you guys get your stuff for Christmas. I'm about ready. I'm about ready to get out of here myself. It's kind of getting late, too. So I'll be here tomorrow, too, and I'm about ready to close shop up right now. Okay, good night to you, model student, and wonderful having a beautiful chat with you, and it's wonderful. We're very mutual. We got things together. We do things together. We're pretty much alike, as I can tell. And I love everybody who came on the chat tonight. So I got my Christmas presents open up ready. You guys see what I got for Christmas and everything. I'm pretty happy. My main Christmas was these 2 Lancaster bombers I got from Freddie. Freddie, the Philadelphia, he made my Christmas. He used my Santa Claus right there. And so I'm very happy. I got a coffee machine. I made some fresh coffee. I got some snacks and stuff. So I'm a happy camper. No complaints. I shouldn't. Got clean clothes on. Halfway decent, reasonably clean for tonight and for tomorrow. We'll have Christmas ham and turkey tomorrow for dinner. And so, Merry Christmas, everybody. And make sure that the little ones have been taken care of, Mama's taken care of. Make Mama happy, take care of the little ones. Stay focused when you drive. Be aware of your surroundings. May God bless. And Merry Christmas, everybody. And I'd like to thank all my new and old subscribers for subscribing. And God bless everybody. And thank you very much for tuning in. Very wonderful. I love you guys. We'll catch you tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do some building on the Lancaster by Tamiya, 148 scale. This is Frankie Day from Frankie Day Model signing off. We'll catch y'all tomorrow, and God bless everybody, and Merry Christmas, and be good. If you can't be good, be careful. We'll see you guys. Good night, boys.